So today we're going to talk a little bit about millennials in the workplace. I know, it's a topic most of you don't want to talk about. However, it is a much needed conversation that needs to be had, especially when it comes to management tactics. Currently in the workplace, we have baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and entering will be Generation Z. Millennials also currently outnumber baby boomers and Generation X combined. Water cooler topics. This is something we all do, whether it's at an actual water cooler or in the kitchen. There was a time when it was just about the show or whatever was going on in the office, whether it was a project, um, managers, anything that would be a pet peeve for an individual. Now, the hot button topic seems to be young people. These young people are sensitive, coddled, don't want to work. Millennials are entitled or they haven't experienced real life yet. Have you stopped to think about why you're asking these questions or making these statements? Are you asking them about just your millennial coworkers, or are they targeted towards your millennial children as well? Have you stopped to think that maybe millennials aren't the issue? Maybe they have some valid points, and it's time to listen, take note, and change the way we do things. Traditionally, management tactics have been being rude, mean, barking orders at people who are under you, severely criticizing the work of your employees, along with severe intimidation. There's been an expectation that to be successful in business, one must be mean or be prepared to act that way. For instance, someone such as Steve Jobs was considered a brilliant mind. However, he was described to be a tyrant and vicious when it came to business. While people who are malmannered find themselves having to change the way that they are in order to be successful, they become less polite, cold, hard-hearted. Most of these behaviors have affected the office dynamic. It is said that bosses who are abusive, and yes, those management tactics are considered abusive, who are abusive are 5 times more likely to purposely slow down or make errors than their peers, or 6 times more likely to call in when they actually feel fine. Office morale. Managers who are like this tend to infuriate, demean, and damage their peers, superiors, people who are under them, and at times clients and customers. Traditionally, Generation Xers and baby boomers have taken the behavior. What is the change? What can we do to make sure that everyone in the office at this moment is feeling included, is not feeling neglected? Well, there are bosses who are more progressive and they're establishing the status quo. It's not to say that they're any less demanding, but they are encouraging and they're honest without being rude and confident without being cocky. They motivate their employees. They care about feelings, which compassion allows people to want to excel, makes you want to do better for your boss, for your department, and for your organization. And that's to say that millennials aren't wrong for expecting such treatment, because that treatment that is shown towards you by your managers will also be shown to you by your peers. And the rest of the office, Generation Xers and baby boomers who are clinging to these tactics, which possibly haven't worked in the way that they should have, can possibly be outdated and will not allow their business or organization to thrive. You don't have to be a mean boy or a mean girl in order to be a good boss. Black bosses, such as these progressive ones, produce exceptional results because of their compassion and kindness. What can we do to make sure the dynamic changes? The biggest thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is inclusion. Do not ice your millennial coworkers out in the management practices that they are asking for or requiring to be successful part of your team. Instead of using scare tactics, try something new for the benefit of the office. Since millennials are the biggest group, it's time to take them seriously. And despite what most people think, millennials aren't asking for anything that should not be an expectation from all employees and employers. How can this be done? One, anyone can manage or say they are a manager, but how do you manage effectively? Listen. Listening skills are going to become important as millennials are going to be the ones that are entering the workforce in bigger numbers. Since baby boomers are out and Generation Xers are less in numbers, it's time to listen to how millennials think misunderstanding and conflict should be handled in their departments. Provide constructive feedback. We're used to getting feedback, and so should all other employees. Positive reinforcement is what works. A coaching management style is more effective than barking orders or degrading your peers or employees. Give people a reason to believe why and what matters, and lead by example. That is the biggest thing. A manager can bark orders as much as they want, but if an employee, whether a millennial, Generation Xer, or a boomer, sees their manager doing what they've been asked to do, they are more likely to get their hands dirty just like the manager is. It's time to take a step back, reevaluate the way we're doing things. Sometimes it's not that people are trying to get over or that they're lazy or that they're coddled. It's just time to do things a different way. Thank you.